Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying and to your Monday dose of rallying chit chat. It is rally week and we are heading into the penultimate round of the 2025 World Rally Championship, which seems almost unbelievable, doesn't it? Time does indeed fly when you're having fun. Just before we get into the preview of that, I do just want to say a big thank you to all of you as we ticked over 500,000 views a few days ago. That's 500,000. That's a lot. I am very, very grateful to each and every one of you that clicks on the videos and comments and all of that stuff. I'm just going to do one quick, very YouTube thing, and that is to say, if you are not a subscriber to the channel, which most people who watch these videos aren't, do hit that little button. It does make a difference, and I have this goal in mind to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're about a third of the way there, so every one of you that hits that button makes that job a little bit easier. On with the show though, and the teams have landed in the Far East for another tortuous tarmac test at Rally Japan. Alliteration aside, this could be a very, very decisive weekend in terms of the championship, especially after the drama last time out. And just like last time out at the Central European Rally, this one will be anything but easy. So we have 305.3 kilometers to look forward to. That is over 20 stages. Friday has 7 tests. We open with a 2.75 kilometer sprint through the Kurogaki Park Super Special, and then we have 2 loops of 3 stages. So in Abu, Shitara is first, followed by Shinshiro and Isagami's Tunnel, which is obviously a very iconic one indeed. That is also the longest stage of the day at 19.66 kilometers. Saturday is the longest day of the weekend, as is the norm, 122 kilometers. So we've got Obara, Enna and Mount Kasagi. They make up 2 loops, and then the 3 kilometer Toyota City Super Special closes the day. Enna is the longest stage of the day, 21.2 kilometers there. Sunday, obviously the short day, 72 kilometers on Sunday. Slightly unusual order on Sunday though. Let me look at my notes to get this right. So the day's longest stage, Nukata, that opens the day, 20.23 kilometers. Then you've got the Laka Mikawako stage. Then the loops are punctuated by 2 passes of the Okazaki Super Special, and then you've got your second pass of Nukata, and then the second run of Lake Makawako, which is the power stage. So that is the route. Bit complicated there. Weather. Let's talk about the weather. That's obviously going to play a role. There is, as I read this today, which is Monday, a forecast of rain on Thursday and Friday. Potentially it's looking 40%, 50%. Temperatures don't look too bad though, 20, 21 degrees. So it's a bit of an unknown right now, regardless of the weather, of course. Leaves on the ground, it's autumn. Any cuts are going to pull mud out onto the road, aren't they? So I think there is plenty of room for drama in that respect, just like there was at CER, and there is going to be a distinct advantage for whoever is running first on the road, and that is, of course, Elfyn Evans. He leads the field away and will be looking, I suspect, to extend his 13-point advantage, or at the very least to maintain it. I think that's very possible, isn't it? Very possible indeed. He's a previous winner at Rally Japan and always decent on the black stuff, but he will not have it easy. Sebastian Ogier will be looking to get things back on track and will be starting behind the Welshman. He crashed out, didn't he, of CER and dropped out of the championship lead. That put a big, not a big dent, but a decent dent in his title hopes. Obviously mixed things up massively. Ogier is, of course, tied on points with Kalle Rovanperä, who was the winner of CER. Man, if you were Elfyn Evans, they are 2 names that you do not want behind you. There is another, I just want to mention another Toyota wildcard that is going to be worth watching this weekend, and that is Takamoto Katsuta. He's shown good speed in Japan before. He's won a few stages. Could he be a wildcard for this event? Could he? I don't know. I think if this was any other time, maybe, but I think with the championship fight as it is right now, I do wonder if he is going to be able to keep pace with his teammates, who are obviously going to be going hell for leather. We do have to talk about another team though, don't we? So while Toyota have a selection of potential winners, I think things could be trickier over at Hyundai. Obviously, they've had success at Rally Japan in the past. Thierry Neuville won back in 2022, but I think it's safe to say that the tarmac performance of the i20 is far from ideal. Speaking of Thierry Neuville, he obviously crashed at CER and put himself finally out of the title battle. That just leaves Oyt Tanak, and I understand that he's planning to use the older specification i20 that like he did at CER, while Neuville and Adrian Formeau will be using the new one. Tanak's put everything on the table, hasn't he, for the Drivers' Championship, obviously sacrificed scoring points for the Manufacturers' Championship. Really, though, he needs a miracle, doesn't he? He needs a miracle at this point. He's 50 points off the lead. I mean, he basically needs all three of the other title contenders to have a bit of a nightmare to have any hope. I think he is definitely a potential rally winner, but at this point, I think, you know, any championship hopes are extremely, extremely distant, and I honestly think he could go out of the championship battle this weekend. I will just touch on M Sport before I get into major predictions, though. So they will, of course, bring their usual lineup of Gregoire Munster and Josh McAleen. Munster scored his first stage win at Monte Carlo, didn't he, this year? Maybe, just maybe, he could do the same here. Obviously, slippy conditions, not quite the same as Monte Carlo, of course, but that is possible. I think a win is obviously out of the question for both M Sport drivers, but both of them, I think, will be looking to show some reasonable speed and consistency here, because the 2026 lineup for M Sport is yet to be decided, and both drivers need to try and stamp their names on their seats for next season. On to the important question then, who is going to win? Oh my goodness, this is a tough one to call. It's getting harder and harder to pick winners, I think. It's going to be a Toyota, because Toyota keep winning in Japan and keep winning this season. I mean, if Evans can win this one, he is going to put himself into such a strong position going into the final round, and it would take a big chunk of pressure off him opening the road in Saudi Arabia if he can extend his lead. You know, if he can get close to a 20-point advantage, that takes off a huge amount of pressure. You know, he's a previous Rally Japan winner the last 2 years, I think, isn't it? So he's got to want to win this one, hasn't he? And if he's going to win any rally this year, it should be this one. I'm just not sure that things are going to be that easy for him, you know, with the pressure coming from behind. He has been a model of consistency this year, of course, and I do expect that to be the case this weekend. So this is my pick. I think Sébastien Ogier is going to win the rally. That might seem safe, but I just think after what happened to CER, he is going to be super, super pumped and determined to right that wrong. I think Evans is going to finish in second spot, but I do think that Rovanperä is going to be breathing down his neck and applying lots of pressure. So yes, that's right. I think it's going to be a Toyota whitewash. I think Hyundai will finish fourth and fifth, maybe. I'm going to say Tanak, Neuville, Formeau. I think that is my top six. I don't normally do top sixes, but yeah, I think I just can't see past Toyota this weekend, to be honest. And as I said, I just get a feeling that Tanak is going to fall out of the title fight on this one. Am I mad? Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure you will let me know in the comments below. Just before we end, I just want to talk about Rally 2, WRC 2, however you want to describe it. I'm just going to talk about Rally 2 generally, because obviously the WRC 2 title fight is done. The support classes this weekend are a bit light. Obviously, it's a fly-away event. We only have 15 Rally 2 cars. Field in that category is being led by Oliver Solberg, who has already won the championship. Even though we don't have too many cars, it should be a good battle, though. We've got Solberg, as I said, Gus Greensmith, Jan Solens, Nikolai Gryzin, Alejandro Cachon. So there are some decent drivers in there. Obviously, a few locals as well. I just can't look past Solberg, I'm sorry. I just think it's going to be Solberg. He has nothing to lose. He can just go out and enjoy himself. So I think he will win the Rally 2 or RC2 category, even though he's not there for any points. So that's that. That is Rally Japan. I'm quite excited for this one. I do enjoy Rally Japan. It's just a shame the time zone is a little bit cruel for watching it live, but that is the joys of a World Championship, isn't it? Do you agree with my predictions? Do let me know in the comments below. As always, I will say make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you once again for all of those many, many views, and I will see you again in the next one.